One thing many people aren't discussing is the link between TDA, Tren de Aragua, and Hezbollah. We are so screwed in this nation. Just recently, a military base was robbed of Humvees and machine gun turrets by men dressed as firemen in California. Grenades and shoulder rockets were found at the Mexican border. My advice to you is to keep your head on a swivel and arm up, especially in large crowds. This is Dark Star 44.
Three U.S. Army soldiers stationed in Texas have been arrested on human smuggling charges. According to the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Texas, soldiers Emilio Mendoza Lopez and Angel Palma were arrested last week as they were attempting to bring a Mexican national and two Guatemalan nationals into the country illegally. A third soldier, the alleged facilitator of the entire operation, was arrested days later. All three were stationed near Waco, Texas. And the road some migrants take to cross over the southern border can be dangerous, and we are learning now just how much some are willing to pay for that risk. Texas authorities recently caught dozens of migrants who illegally crossed the border, saying they came from several countries and included some so-called special interest migrants. So let's get out to correspondent Allie Bradley live for us in Texas with some more details. So Allie, what do we know about this large group?
Yeah, hey, Nicole. So this man actually came over with a large group, and he was interviewed by Border Patrol this week. He was from Iran, saying that he paid $25,000 to get here. Now, that is pretty much on par with what Iranian nationals are paying. Now, it is the potential tie to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua that has law enforcement down here concerned right now. So what we know here is that man says that he traveled from Dubai to Brazil. Brazil's a very easy country to get into. They have very lax visa requirements. So then he eventually made his way across the border in Maverick County, Texas, in the Del Rio sector. Now, that man was part of a group of nearly 300 that was apprehended at the border. Authorities say that group included 7 special interest immigrants from Iran. One former Homeland Security agent I spoke with says that is potentially concerning, considering Iran's alleged ties between the Middle East militant group Hezbollah that Iran supports, along with the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, which is, of course, making its presence more and more known inside of the United States.
This is how we have to think about these Tren de Aragua. It's not a gang, they're a cartel, they're highly organized. They have strong ties to Hezbollah, Iran, because who has that tie? Venezuela and Maduro, and they work directly for Maduro. And these guys are highly financed. They have the ability, and the movement that they're creating around the United States is the scary part.
Okay, so this is interesting here. Our sources say Hezbollah is actually renting the routes from the Mexican cartels in order to move freely. Avila confirms that movement is a big part of these criminal organizations, saying movement requires proper connections and, of course, funds in order to complete that journey to the U.S. Now, that's movement Tren de Aragua apparently has down to a science. The violent group is now present in at least 22 states, according to reports, spreading to Virginia, North Carolina, Montana, and Wyoming. Now, as you can see, those states do include California. So what we can expect today is that California Governor Gavin Newsom is going to be holding a news conference to kind of address the issues at the southern border, where we expect him to push for the completion of a port of entry down there. Nicole, that is happening this afternoon.
So, Allie, what is being done to try to stop this group from continuing to grow even larger here in the U.S.?
Yeah, outside of the conversations, a lot is actually being done. Here in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott actually designated Tren de Aragua as a terrorist organization, saying that he's going to go out at them with all of the resources that they have available to them. This designation will allow Texas to use the courts to curb operations. They can use civil asset forfeiture to go after their property, and they can also enhance criminal penalties if they get prosecuted. So this idea here was created so that they could also create a TDA strike team under the state to target the criminal operations. The governor saying that this consists of Texas DPS troopers, special agents, and Texas Rangers. Now, I want to tell you this here because I just talked with President-elect Trump's border czar, Tom Homan. He tells me that they are talking about designating Tren de Aragua as a potential terrorist organization. That is something that is up for discussion. They have not made that determination yet. But it is worth noting here that President-elect Trump kind of supported Governor Abbott's moves in that designation, said that he wanted that designation, that he supported that. So it'll be interesting to see the moves there. But President-elect Trump did say that he is going to unleash Operation Aurora on day one to go after Tren de Aragua. Now, when it comes to the Mexican cartels, we know Tom Homan says that he wants them designated as a foreign terrorist organization. Nicole, he said they would deal with the immigration portion that would come from that, a backlash from that later. But he says that designation needs to happen. Nicole.
All right, Allie Bradley live for us there in Texas. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.